Okay. So, Nikita, if you're present, if you can hear us, you can go ahead with the gratitude prayer. Then we'll invite Rohit for the hosting, and then we'll go ahead with the planned schedule.
Okay, just give me one tiny second. What is going on? My screen has frozen all of a sudden. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, look, no, I can't double click. Yeah, I think just one second. Okay, sorry about this. I wanted to share my screen. One sec. Can I share my screen? Okay, so you don't have to close your eyes because obviously I'm sharing my screen. There we go. And I think if I minimize that.
Nikita, we cannot hear
There's
any
no
sound.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Suddenly, yes, I can. Gee, I'm afraid to go on as turned into. Yes, I can. Take a look. What do you see? 133 pounds of confidence. Got the feeling I can do anything. Yes, I can. Something that sings in my blood is telling me. Yes, I can. I was just born today. I can fly all the way. Yes, I can.
Okay. I don't know if the video was audible, visible. Was everything okay with the sound and all? Okay, great. So as you saw in the video, this is the video that was shot before Paralympics in the UK. And this video was shared with me by my mentor. Every time I said I can't, he once then shared this video with me, and he told me that before you say I can't, just play this video in your head. So how many of you today logged into this meeting, turning on your Zoom with your feet? Just show of hands, yes. No one. Okay, so I guess as you saw in the video, a lot of them didn't have hands that could move at their own wish. If you've got hands that move at your own wish, be grateful for that. Don't complain and grab any opportunities using both your hands. That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nikita, for an amazing gratitude message. We are really definitely grateful for the message you have passed on. Okay, so all right, we'll move to the next. So Rohit, all yours. Rohit will be our co-host for the day. Rohit, over to you.
Thank you, Kiran. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our book club. So we are done with the gratitude prayer. Now we'll start. We'll start from our first speaker. So let me see if we have our speaker. First speaker, Nikita G. Can you share your topic? So Nikita is going to talk about takeaway from Rich Dad Poor Dad. So Nikita, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, but I cannot on my video because of the network issues and all. Am
It's
I
okay. No.
audible?
Yes, yes, you are absolutely audible. You can share without your video. Yeah, all yours.
Yeah, thank you. Because I'm standing out because of the issues are going on. बाहर खड़े रहना पड़ रहा है. So sorry guys. So yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. So I hope everyone is doing good. So yeah, today my topic is about takeaway from Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Every week I come with the financial topic. I know. Currently I'm reading that book. So yeah, so like while reading the book, I realized the book says you have to do your own business, mind your own business. Because if somebody asks me, Nikita, will you start your own business? I will be like, no, I don't want to start because don't want to take responsibilities. I'm scared of those shits. But here the book says if you don't want to start, that's okay. Because while I was reading, I was thinking, okay, if you want to make money or you want to get rich, something like that, you want to have your own business. But somewhere while reading, he said like, if you're interested, do it. If not, there are many people like me, because even I have my friends, like if I ask them, are you like a person who will, who will be, who want to start their own business, they're like, अरे यार क्या बोल रही है, तो कौन इतना लॉस पे जाएगा, इतना responsibility ये नहीं होता. So like for the people, for people like us, we can start doing investments. It's not like कि खुद का business start करने से is everything will work. For people like me, I can earn money and start buying all the assets. Like when I was in currently in my internship, my reporting manager asked me, निकिता तुम अपने स्टाइपेंड का क्या करते हो? मैंने बोला कुछ नहीं करती, सिर्फ पार्टी करती हूँ, खाने जाती हूँ, जो भी मेरे मन में आए खा लेती हूँ. And 1 minute. हाँ, so he's like, Nikita, start doing share market. अभी से करोगे तो तुम्हें जाके रिटर्न मिलेगा. And one thing he suggested कि निकिता जाके पहले ना Rich Dad Poor Dad book खरीदना, फिर तुम share market में invest करना. That's what he said. So like, and one more thing I want to share. We have to invest. Last time I talked about, you have to invest in asset that appreciate, not depreciate. So there are 4 types of assets that appreciate that we should invest. Like first तो हमें business करना पड़ेगा, which we should have a lot of money, or else you can also start that. Or real estate. Again, real estate is सबसे most important. Real estate is one of the assets that appreciates the value. You can invest on that. And second is like stock, bonds, mutual funds, and savings and all. Because stocks and all, real estate वगैरह ज़्यादा money involved करते हैं. People like me, the students and all, cannot afford it. But these paper kind of assets like stocks and all, we can of course afford it. Even मेरे से जो छोटे हैं, जो मेरे सेकंड ईयर फर्स्ट ईयर में, वो सब शेयर मार्केट में, और मुझे अभी शर्म आती है कि मैं शेयर मार्केट में अभी तक इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया, अभी तक स्टार्ट तक नहीं किया है. एंड सेकंड इज फोर्थ कमोडिटी, जो मेरी मम्मी लोगों की कमोडिटी है, वो है गोल्ड में इन्वेस्ट करना, गोल्ड सिल्वर. वो अभी कम पैसे में खरीदेंगे एंड डेली मार्केट को ट्रैक करते रहते हैं. हाँ, जब प्राइस बढ़ेगा जाके बेच के आ जाते हैं. एंड अगेन उस पैसे से और ज्यादा बड़ा एसेट, तो हमारे मेरे घर में ऑलरेडी इन्वेस्टर बैठे हैं, मेरी मम्मी पापा लोग. एंड वन मोर थिंग, हमें इन्वेस्ट करना है, वी हैव टू बी रिस्क टेकर. हमें रिस्क लेना है, देन ओनली वी कैन buy we can become more rich. That's all. Not rich, we can buy financially stable, and parallelly we have to be financially educated. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita, for this wonderful sharing on this financial aspect. I hope people would have got the concept revised, because most of the people have already shared on this book. But the way you have explained, it was very usual way that people will get, and with real life example. Thank you, Nikita, for the wonderful sharing. Now we'll move to the next speaker. Our next speaker is going to talk about acceptance. So acceptance is the key. So what it means that we need to accept our reality. We need to accept that certain things that we cannot change or something like that. So maybe she will put more focus on this thing. Let's not wait much. Let's invite Shraddha. Shraddha, go ahead and share your topic today.
Hello everybody. So today it's going to be a little different. I think you all feel like you are sitting in a class right now. So I am going to talk about acceptance. I'm going to talk about acceptance, but I'm not going to talk about accepting yourself or accepting others. But I'm going to talk about the particular situation that you are in, which maybe you don't like right now, or maybe it is you are suffering from that situation, or basically a situation which is not pleasant, which is unpleasant or unsatisfactory for you. So guys, before moving ahead, I would like to ask a question. If anybody can unmute and tell me what you do, means how you deal when you face a particular unpleasant situation in your life. I know that every one of you must have faced somewhere or the other. So if anybody can unmute and just share how you deal with the unpleasant situation of your life, how you have faced, just in one sentence or one word.
Hi Shraddha, this is Mamta. Whenever I feel bad about certain situation, I used to get upset for 2 to 3 hours. If it is very heavy, then 1 to 2 days, and after that I move on, accept the reality and move on.
Okay, great. So, mm, guys, it is a normal tendency of we the pupils that whenever we face certain unpleasant situation in our life, we just want to get out of it by hook or by crook, but immediately we want to get out of that particular situation, whichever is there in our life. We try, we work hard, and we just try to correct the situation to make the things better as early as possible. But guys, the key is the best way to deal with the situation is first to accept the situation fully. The first thing to break that ice is first to accept the situation fully. When you accept the situation fully, that time you will feel free from that particular situation. You will get a sense of freedom from that particular situation of your life. But here a question comes in our mind that if we will accept the situation fully, then how, what the steps we will take to correct, how we will take the steps to correct the situation or to improve the situation. So guys, here I would like to include that when I'm saying that accepting the situation, it doesn't mean don't take action. It simply means that take action in right direction, in positive direction, rather than taking action out of, you know, anger or jealousy or discouragement. Like if I will take an example, let's say I'm going somewhere and I got stuck in mud. So immediately I will feel irritated, I will feel frustrated, I will feel like disgusted that I have to go somewhere and I got stuck in mud. But because maybe my this attitude of disgust and frustration, I will go deeper into that mud. But if I will try to accept the situation that okay, fine, I am stuck in the mud. Now, what next I have to do? How to come out of this situation? Maybe my this acceptance will give me the best solution of my situation. And that is why I say that acceptance is the key. Because when we feel the ease in an uneasy situation, from there we start to arise. Now here, just a few more minutes, 1-2 minutes more. The question comes that how we can accept any situation. It's a big question that, okay, fine, we have to accept the situation, but how we can accept the situation? So here, guys, I will take the advantage of my engineering and I will tell you all a simple concept. I know everyone knows that current is inversely proportional to resistance. It simply means the quantity, the flow of current will be more when the resistance is less. Everyone knows this. And the same goes with acceptance also. It's so easy that the acceptance of any situation will be more if you have the thought of resistance less. Means lesser the resistance thoughts within you, you will become more acceptance towards the situation of your life. So for that, you have to notice your thought process. You have to acknowledge your thought and you have to wait till the time you will feel zero resistance in your thought. The moment you will start feeling that now you are not having any resistance toward that particular situation, from that time, friends, you can start with taking actions, because then you will take the actions in the perfect positive direction. So thank you. And all my learning is from one of the best books I have ever read in my life, and that is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Yeah, thank you. I hope you liked the way.
Thank you, Shraddha, for this wonderful sharing and giving this wonderful example, this current and resistance. It is absolutely clear for all the engineers out there, probably non-engineers also, that
Yeah.
the more resistance you have towards something, the the more difficult it will become for you to, overcome out of that situation. So
Yeah.
thank you, Shraddha, for this wonderful sharing.
Thank
Uh,
you. Thank
it
you.
was
Thank
nice
you,
and
Rohit.
lovely. Yeah. Now we'll move to our next speaker, who is going to talk about, priorities and what to do first, what to do next, something like that. Now we have learned financial aspect, we have learned acceptance. So we all have something to struggle, that we have lots of things to do in a day, and we want to prioritize. So this is a wonderful book that I have also read. Now our next speaker is also going to talk about on that one. I will like to invite Mohini for that. Mohini, can you please share a topic, Eat That Frog?
Yeah, thank you for the amazing intro, Rohit. And I think most of you must have read this book. So it's really amazing. And it's very small book, like you can read it in a week's time. It's not that huge book. So yes, I will be talking about Eating That Frog. Now, there are 21 points in this book, but I'll not be highlighting the points, all the points, but I'll be talking about the points which are actually working for me and how I am dealing with it. So first thing is that we all have come across such sentences that, whenever some task is given to us, we just tell that it's not important right now, I'll get it done later. Or sometimes we say it is too difficult, let's keep it for the next week. Or sometimes we say that I'm not in the mood, I'm just too sleepy, or I'm just so tired that I'm not in the mood right now to work on it. And sometimes even I've heard people saying that I work better under pressure. So these are all just different forms of procrastinating things, and it's a universal troublemaker, I would say, and especially during this COVID time. And it is the biggest productivity killer, is what we all are going through right now. So I would like to talk about some of the points which I found very much important. So the first and the most crucial step is to get to the root of why you're procrastinating. So like whenever you're procrastinating for some task, so just think about it, that whether you're doing this task which is out of your comfort zone, or it is something new which you're not very much comfortable with, or you don't know about. There are many things are unknown to you, or something like you're confused that where should I start from. Or sometimes it's because it becomes very overwhelming that you have so many things to do right now, and how do I start. So these are some of the reasons why you must be procrastinating. And sometimes even in the Zoom world, I've seen this, that when we were in office, so it was very easy to reach out to somebody, like whenever you were having some confusion or you were having some task related to that person, like you had that dependency. But now during the Zoom world, what happens is that if I want to reach out to someone, I'll just think that maybe I can Google about it, or maybe I'll dig in the code more, and then I'll try to figure out it myself, and I don't have to reach out to that person. And why I don't want to reach out to that person, because maybe they'll think that you're not that smart enough to understand these small things, and this is just a very silly doubt, why am I pinging somebody. And then we'll start giving reasons like, oh, you were in another call, that's why I couldn't reach out to you. So these are the reasons which I felt that why sometimes we procrastinate. And now once you know that these are the reason, like suppose like I am given a new project right now, so I have to learn 10 different things in that. So now I need to plan things, like I need to plan my learning, like how am I going to target it. Like I have to learn a whole language, completely new language where I've not worked at all. So I need to plan it, I need to understand and break it in small to do list. Like I need to break it into my day to day task. I need to create a habit of learning again, because we as a developer, once we start coding, we kind of get out of this habit of learning new things. So you need to get into these things. So that is one way of handling your procrastination. Next thing, I think it boils down to the habit part. So like if you, like as I mentioned, that I want to learn something, I want to read, like create new habit of my own. So how do I do that? Now I cannot read I cannot start like reading one hour long every day, because it will be difficult, because it's something new which I've started, right? So that way I need to first understand that this is the problem, and then I need to divide it into like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I need to start small. Like I'm mixing two books here. So if you remember from Atomic Habits, you need to start everything for at least for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Like you need to start small. And I also started one thing, that I wanted to do gratitude more. So I wanted to practice gratitude journaling more. So I kind of stacked my habits. So I have a habit of using social media as soon as I wake up. So I have stopped myself saying that you cannot open any of the social media app before doing gratitude journaling. So it's like again stacking my habit. So that way, I feel that once you start creating those habits of your own, small habits where you're not procrastinating the important things in your life. Like suppose if I forget to wash my clothes, it's okay. Like nothing is gonna happen. But if I don't write this gratitude journaling, or if I don't eat healthy food, or if I don't exercise daily, it's gonna affect my health long term. So start taking proactive steps towards things which matters, and it's okay if you procrastinate few of the tasks which are not important. So you need to prioritize things and then working on your priority list. So yeah, that's all I had. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you, Mohini, for this wonderful sharing. And learning from two books is really crucial. And you did this job really well. And we hope we we would have understood and we will learn something from it. Thank you, Mohini, for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have talked about priority and finances and acceptance, everything. When it's come to our daily life, career, everything, we need to understand that whatever we are thinking, whatever it is in our mind, we should make it our reality. How can we make it a reality, right? So our next speaker is going to talk about on that one, and he's really amazing and energetic. Let's not wait. Let's invite Ars for the talking. Ars, all yours. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Rohit sir. So
Yes, Ars. Go ahead.
yes, if you can do that screen, I don't know that.
Yeah. I think Karthik. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. India versus Australia match was going on. Listen to me carefully. India versus Australia match was going on, and Brad Hogg, one of the bowlers from Australia, took the wickets of Sachin Tendulkar. And this happened in 2007. It was a very big achievement for Brad Hogg because, first of all, it was very difficult to take Tendulkar's wicket in those times. And secondly, he, being an immature and young player, managed to take Tendulkar's wicket, and that too directly. So after the match, he thought that I have taken Tendulkar's wicket for the first time. Why not increase the excitement of the celebration and take an autograph of Tendulkar on this ball? So he decided, and he went to Tendulkar and he asked, "Sir, today I am having a very big day. Can I have your autograph on this ball as an honor?" Tendulkar, in a very humble manner, he gave his autograph, but something different happened. And the difference made a huge announcement that day. Along with that autograph, Tendulkar wrote a line. Listen to me carefully. That line stated that this day will never repeat again. And to your information, let me tell you that after this match, Tendulkar and Brad Hogg had a lot of encounters in different sorts of tournaments, but Brad Hogg was not able to take Tendulkar's wicket. So what do you feel? After writing that statement, Tendulkar would have gone out to eat pizzas, burgers. He would have gone out for chill out. He would be discussing about the uncertainties of what he wrote. No, not at all. He must have done a lot of practice. He must have worked damn hard to prove the statement, to make a reality of the statement. And he did so. Now it's a reality. So this was the portrayal of one of the qualities of Tendulkar. Can I ask you a question? Do you want to make the reality of whatever you are thinking of? So for that, first of all, you have to start thinking in the right direction. And now you have started to think, you have to think big. Because once you are able to think big, you are equally capable of achieving that big. And the reason why people do not have what they want is because they are focusing on what they do not want, rather than they should focus on what they do want. Because the primary cause of everything happening around us is our thoughts. Our thoughts are the most important thing in the whole universe, because at the end, these are the thoughts which becomes things in future. So start thinking good, start thinking big, write it somewhere, keep it in front of you, and soon the thoughts will become a reality, and I'm damn sure about it. Over to you, Rohit sir.
Absolutely wonderful, awesome, great. How can I put it? I just read this story a couple of days ago, and when you started, I thought, yeah, this man is going to rock it, and you did it. Thank you, Ars, for this wonderful sharing. I hope people would have learned lots of things from it. It's not something that makes you great. It's the thing that you do makes you great. That is simple thing, right? Why we worship Sachin Tendulkar as a god? Because he act like in the field, right? And how he did it, we all know. He's not something to born with. Obviously, he had some talent, but he worked on it from a very early age, right? He worked hard, right? So we all should do this. And Ars, you have remind us very good story. I hope people will remember it for a very long time. Thank you for that. Now, I think there are lots of talk about reality, priorities, all those things. I have some wonderful topic, one very wonderful topic to share today. How to make your life worth living, how to live long and happy and a prosperous life. So I'm going to talk about it. This is taken from the book Ikigai, and it's been pending for 2 weeks. Now I will just share it. So yeah, I will share my screen, and hopefully when you see it, you will let me know, right? Yeah, okay. So what is Ikigai? Ikigai is a Japanese concept. It is thousands of year old. It is not something new. That give you a direction of purpose in life to fulfill all the provide fulfillment towards your life, and it will give you a sense of satisfaction at the end. So how to find your Ikigai? There are a couple of ways. There are things that matters. There are things that you love, right? So we all love something. Maybe I love public speaking, I love technology, I love computer, something like that. You also have something to love. You put that in one circle. We all have something that world need. So as of now, what we can say, what world need? They need more virtual interaction, because people are not now not very much okay with physical interaction. They are not meeting in person. So maybe this is the world one need. Something need, they need vaccine. Some people need some help. So just find out what is that world need in the second circle. Third, something that pay you well, like your job, like some freelancing or something like that. You need to find it out. What is that for you? We also need to intersect all those circles. Just put them something that you love, something that you are good at, something that pay you well, something that the world need, right? You just put all those four, and in the intersection between there will be a Ikigai. But that's not it. Let's find more. Something that you love, something you are good at is called passion. Let's say, for example, Kiran, he love hosting, he love self growth, right? And he is very good at it. So we all know that this is his passion, right? There are so many people like Vijay and let's say Bill Gates, Elon Musk, right? They have something that they love and they are also good at it, right? That's why it is passion. Now, passion, you need to figure out how to make money by doing this. So maybe for some time, initially for some years, you may not find any money. You will not monetize it. You may not be able to monetize it, but after some time you will be. So you need to figure out a way that how to monetize your passion. Now, something that you love and something world needs is called mission. How? You see there are lots of environmental activists, right? Some artists who are going on a street, who are trying to convince people that world need to reduce carbon footprint, something like that, right? They have a mission because they love environment, and they see that world need to look at the environment because global warming is a cause, right? So I'm just giving you one example, right? So you need to figure out, like, people who falls in this category, they need to figure out how to be good at this one, because the environment activists or those kind of people who are on a mission, most probably they are not good at communication, or they are not able to convince the people. That's why they are not changing much. So you need to, people who are falling in this category, they need to be better. They need to figure out a way to get better at this one. Third point, something you are good at and something that pay you well is called profession, that most of us are having our job, right? But that 9 to 5 job we are not liking. So you need to try out things and find something that you love doing. If you are not loving what you're doing, after some time you will get bored. So that's why there are so many people who are not loving their job, because that's not they love, right? So you need to find a way that you love and make it a profession, because first you need to be good at it, then you need to figure out a way how you can get paid, and both the things will be a profession. So most of us are in a wrong, maybe not wrong, but we need to figure out what is our exact profession, right? Third point, things that world need and things that pay you well is called vocation. So the best example for this one is our university teacher professors, right? They are the example of vocation, because world need education, and that is also paying them well, right? So was just one example, that teachers or professor are the example of this category. So you need to constantly challenge yourself to do it better. Why? Because we have been taught the same thing again and again over the years. That's not good, right? We need to change, we need to adopt, we need to make our student, or we need to teach something good that world need right now, right? So we need to focus on that part. Once we are able to figure out all these circle, then we will be able to figure out our ikigai. So ikigai is something that drives you, that's make you wake up in the morning, that drives you to your office, that drives to your college, university, your whatever the work you're doing for the environment, like cause you are fighting for, something like that. So all these things combinedly makes your ikigai. The purpose of this talk is to find your ikigai, find your passion, find your mission, all these things, and put them in a circle and intersect them, and at the end you will find your ikigai. Thank you. This was something from my side. I hope I have added some value. How to stop sharing? Kiran? Okay, it's done. Yeah. Thank you all. I think it's time for us for some introduction. Then we'll go for the next speaker. Kiran, is it fine?
Sure.
Yeah. So we have a
All right.
couple of new folks that they can introduce themselves. Devesh, can you introduce yourself? Where do you locate? What do you do? And who invited you? Devesh, I think you're speaking on mute, or are you there? All right. We'll go for the next. We have Puneet Singh. Puneet, are you there?
I think
Hello.
Puneet is our candidate only, Rohit.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. So who else is new?
I think
Saundarya.
Yeah, Saundarya is also joined before. Saundarya is not new. There's one. Prachi is also, I think, joined. Hey, Prachi has joined before earlier, I guess.
Okay, so we have Deepika. Yeah.
Deepika is new, I guess.
Yeah. I have invited her. Deepika, you
Okay.
can introduce yourself. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello. I'm Deepika Sharma, and I have invited by Rohit, and I'm basically from Bhopal. I'm working as a front-end developer here.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
Deepika. Would have been great if
Yeah,
you could show your face.
today I don't prepare any topic, but definitely next time I'll speak about something.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepika, for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We'll go for the. I think we have Kiran. I think we don't have anyone new, right? That's all right.
Santosh is old. Hey,
Ravi, right?
Kartik,
Ravi Nibas.
Santosh is
Yeah,
old folk,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He's part of a Friday book club. Kiran.
Acha, acha. Ravi is also old. Prachi is also, I think, not old. I think we can go ahead, Rohit. Next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. We'll go for the next one. Next speaker. So we have Siva. Siva is going to tell us a wonderful story. And yeah, we would all love to hear a story because last week was talk of book club of stories. We have not heard yet. Let's go to Siva for the story. Yeah, Siva, all yours.
Thank you, Rohit, for giving me opportunity. Hi, everyone. This is Shiva here. Today, I would like to share a small story about a bird and a man. Once a man was walking in a forest and he saw a charming and a tiny bird, and he thought of having pet of it. And after that, he want to catch that bird. He went behind that and he caught that bird and he put it in a nest. And surprisingly, the bird started speaking. And the bird told that, see, why you are keeping in my nest? At least leave me. And if you leave me, I'll give you 3 pieces of advice which will transform your life. And the bird told that when you leave me, first when you let me leave, I'll give you the first piece of advice. And the second piece of advice, when I fly to the branch of the tree and I sit. And finally, the third advice will be when I fly totally at top of the tree, and I'll give you the 3 pieces of advice. And finally, the man thought of letting the bird, and he let the bird out from the nest. And after leaving the bird, the man asked the first piece of advice. And the bird told that, don't torture your mind and burden yourself with excess regret for your past mistake. And the bird he told that the bird told that these things to the man, and the bird flew away. And after that, the bird sat on the next on the branch of the tree and start seeing the man. And he asked for further advice. And he heard that, saw that this one, and the bird gave the second advice. And the second piece of advice was, don't believe anything of advice against common sense unless you have first proof. And after that, the bird went. The man saw the bird fly to the crown of the tree, and it started laughing and said to the man, and you are a fool. And after that, the man was thinking, the bird told, why am I a fool? And if you would have been kept me, and you would have been killed me, and you would have been got 2 precious jewels within me. And finally, the man told, and after that, the man thought, I am regretting my past that mistake. And if I would have been killed that bird, I would have been become rich, and I would have been become rich. The man told, oh, and he was shouting, oh God, how could I realize this mistake from this one? If I would have been kept that 2 jewels in that this one jewels with me, killed the bird and kept the jewels, I would have been much more richer. And after that, and he thought, I am a so foolish person. And he was thinking of rest of his life. And finally, the man asked, and can you give me the further the final advice? And the bird told that, I have already given you the 2 pieces of advice, and you are asking me the further last advice. And the first advice was, don't torture yourself and burden yourself until you have you are regretting the past mistake. And the second one was, don't believe anything that goes against common sense. Here, you thought that you believe that the bird, I'm a small bird, that you will be having a small two jewels within me, that you are so foolish that I am having two jewels. And after that, he was thinking that in this bird also there will be a jewels or something. And finally, the bird told, and there could be two huge jewels inside this one. But since you have asked me for the third piece of advice, is that if you are not applying what you are learning, and there's no point in intending on gaining anything. And finally, the man also realized that, the man realized from this the tiny bird, that I can also be something great. And finally, the bird told that to the man, be smarter, be sharp, don't evaluate any things by face value. And knowledge and makeup are very similar. Both do well when applied. Makeup changes the way you look. Knowledge changes the life. That's it from my end, Rohit. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Wonderful, Siva. It was really, at the end, it was really conclusive, and it was really making sense that how our common sense and, something we should not believe, which is not common sense, and something which is not, which is foolish, or, we should all think that anything can teach us anything. We should not, make that it's a word, it is small, it is small, something like that. So we should all use our common sense every time, right? Whenever possible. But common sense is not common nowadays. That's okay. Yeah, wonderful stories, Siva. Now we'll go to our next speaker, which is Mamta, and she's going to talk about from the book The Secret. So it is a really wonderful book. I think we all have read it or maybe heard it somewhere, how this law of attraction work. Let's invite Mamta. She will explore more on this part. Over to you, Mamta.
Thank you, Rohit. Okay.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Hi everyone, this is Mamta. Today I'm going to cover the lessons, whatever I learned from the book, The Secret. So here it goes. Ask, believe, and receive. Whatever we want from this universe, we need to first ask this universe that, hey universe, I want this thing. After that, there comes the second page, that is the belief. Whatever we are dreaming, we need to believe that that is going to happen someday. And the third is the receive. The universe is going to listen to all our wishes and going to grant our wishes, and we are going to achieve our goal. Now here comes the catch. It doesn't work like we are dreaming of getting 100 billion rupees and sitting ideally like a couch potato, doing nothing, and just wishing to this universe that, oh universe, please give me those amount of money. That is not going to happen. The universe is not going to come and give you those amount of money on your face. We need to work hard for that. Means believing as well as working hard towards your goal. Believing and working hard goes hand in hand. If you are believing and not working hard, you are not going to achieve your goals. If you are working hard and not believing, then also you are not going to achieve your goal. So we need to do both the things, believe and receive. Sorry, believe and working hard. And in between believe and receive, there comes a phase. That phase is called the visualization. Sometimes we think like, oh, we are believing also, we are working hard also, but why I'm not getting the result? Is this universe not there for me? Is this universe not listening to me? I'm doing everything, whatever possible, but I'm not getting the results. In those situations, we need to visualize. Like whatever we are thinking, whatever our dreams are, we need to visualize all those things in our mind like a movie. We can say like everything happens twice. First, it happens in our mind, and second, it happens in the reality. Whatever is happening, that has already happened in our mind. It is in reality, it is happening for the second time. That's why it's very necessary to have a positive mindset. Our brain is like a magnet. It continuously radiates some kind of energy, positive energy, negative energy. consciously, subconsciously, even we are sitting ideally doing something or not doing something, our mind is going to radiate some kind of energy. And those energies, this universe is going to catch and reciprocate to all those energies. Then why not to radiate the positive energies? If we are well aware of all those secrets, then we should radiate positive energies to the universe. Whatever we want, we should think positively. And that is a point, like man becomes what he thinks. Our thoughts become reality. Whatever we are thinking, that is going to happen. If you are thinking that you are going to achieve something, or if you are thinking that you are not going to achieve something, in both the ways you are correct. Then why not to think on a positive note and think like we are going to achieve, right? So these are all the secrets I have learned from this book. Thank you. Over to you, Rohit.
Yeah, thank you. It was wonderful. I mean, I will just hand over to Kiran, and we have something really good and that we all are waiting for. Over to you, Kiran bhai.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rohit, and amazing hosting, Rohit, and all of your talk. And Mamta, it was a really nice talk to share.